Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to do a little review for both the airbrush and the paints I have here. So first off, this is my new airbrush. This is not going to replace my current airbrush, which is the Iwata HPCS Eclipse. This is going to be my precision airbrush, and this is the custom Micron, also made by Iwata. Comparing the specs for this with the Eclipse, they're both gravity fed. They have the same size cup, I think 24 milliliters I believe. Double action, gravity fed again. And this is where the differences come in. Unlike the Eclipse where it has a 0.3 millimeter needle, this has a 0.18. So this is a little more precise. To aid in the precision, you get micro adjustments for your air pressure and your trigger. So this little switch here will limit how far your trigger travels back, so that limits the amount of paint. And this pressure basically regulates how strong that paint is coming out. If I can remove this cover, another difference is the cap here for the nozzle. Instead of like a closed cap, this is a crown that you can take off and get even closer to your artwork. So people could do things like pinstripes on vehicles, again miniatures like Warhammer stuff, and other things you could think of. I personally use this for Gundam, so I can do pretty precise highlights. I can go close up to the edges, so I can have really subtle shading. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever use this to prime or clear coat. I'll just leave that for this. So this is going to be my priming, clear coating, and base paint. So things that do not require precision will be handled with this, whereas this is going to be all of my detail work. And that's basically it. Later on I'm going to demo this for you guys so you can see how this airbrush works and how great it is quality wise. There is a cheaper alternative. This is a pretty pricey airbrush. For half the price there is a similar model called PS771, which is not made by Iwata, and it's near identical in terms of specs and features and gimmicks. Allegedly it's made under the same factory, but I don't think internally there are similarities. Maybe there is. I would have to look at schematics or drawings, but if that is the case, then that would be a better buy than this. Warranty wise, you're going to get taken care of by Iwata. Rather than returning the product, they want you to have it serviced by them, so that's great. In terms of the PS771, I don't know if Mr. Hobby GSI Krios would offer anything similar. Maybe if you buy it through Spray Gunner, you could get a warranty or some kind of service. I'm not sponsored by them, so I can't say if that's true or if I could vouch for them. Yeah, that's the custom Micron. We'll get back to that soon. And then next here we have the Anchoret paints. These are pretty high quality paints. These originate from China, and we really don't know where these are sourced from. The pigments, from what people have said, are top notch. You get good coverage and you get good value out of them. So these are 30 milliliters, and the price you get is pretty good, $9. So it's basically in line with what you get with Gaia Notes, price wise. If you live in China, you can get these for dirt cheap, like $2.50 a bottle, whereas here in America it's like $10 after tax and shipping, which is a bummer. So yeah, these are again pretty high quality, really premium paints made by really good modelers who know what they're looking for in a paint, and they're just passing this along to us fellow modelers. This here is dark rose red. So this is a color made specifically for the Justice Gundam. I think Fortune Meow has something similar that's coming out soon, I believe, or ready to be shipped to the US. But it's just waiting on other shipping companies to get a hold of these packages. Here is rose red compared to dark red. But the thing is, I can't really show you how good it is without showing you something painted, so I'm gonna go thin these and start painting. Just like that. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, rose red, dark rose red, purple red, and dark purple red. So these 4 combinations, I believe, would be ideal for Justice Gundam. I believe so. Fortune Meow has sets for that particular kit, but I think these are good enough, and I guess now I'm just gonna start painting. Moving on. Here is my setup. So again, this is the custom Micron. And the way I'm gonna have it set up is I have my line hooked up to a moisture trap, and then from there I have my quick disconnect plugged in here, so I can just take this off and then swap my airbrush. I'm gonna have to purchase, I think this is the male part of the quick disconnect, but yeah. So I'm gonna start off painting, and I'm gonna paint I can grab here. This is rose red, number 61 on the Anchoret paint set. So as you can see, this is the first coat. Obviously, on the first coat, it's not gonna cover the primer, but it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna add the second layer, so I'm gonna let this dry. Just flash this off. Here, I'm gonna add a little more. And then I'm just gonna start painting, and then the next paints I'll use will be the dark rose, and then I'll work my way up to the darker colors, and then I'll show the progress. Okay. Alright guys, so I'm back and I just finished painting these spoons. So they are in the orders of bright to dark, so rose red, dark rose red, purple red, and dark purple red. The first obvious thing you could see is that the finish is high gloss. I don't know if that's because of the paint or because I'm using spoons that have really smooth surfaces. This smooth is pretty unique. I don't think I've ever achieved this type of glossy finish from Gaia, Mr. Hobby, or E7, or even Moto. These paints are really glossy. If I want to go balls out, I could even go and buff and polish these paints so then I can get a mirror finish. But with the work I do, I really don't need to do that. The only realistic case I would see myself buffing this type of paint would be on their gloss black when I need to do like chromes, for example. But other than that, no, I'm not gonna do that. I also gone ahead and painted 2 more spoons for the reds in pink primer, just to see the type of finish I can achieve. And the gray surfacer indeed gives you a little duller result, and the pink kind of makes it a little more brighter, but the results are not as noticeable. Perhaps that's because I'm only using 2 layers of paint rather than like 3, 4, 5 layers of paint. Yeah, the paints have really good coverage. You really don't need to go crazy on the amount of paints. Lastly, the Micron was a pleasure to use. No hiccups there. Again, it's not going to be my replacement, but it's just going to be an airbrush that will supplement my work. I guess that does it for this review, and I'll see you guys on the next work. Bye.